Hey everyone, it's Megan here from meganmins.com, and today I'm going to share with you the 7 lessons that I learned in 2016. Hopefully by sharing these lessons with you, you'll have a jump start on the new year and not have to learn any of these lessons yourself. Lesson number 1 is to practice gratitude. Now, I've always been a grateful person, but I never actively practiced gratitude in my daily life. I actually bought a journal called the 5-Minute Journal, which I'll link to below this video if you want to know more about that. And it changed my approach to gratitude because every morning you take a few minutes and fill it out, and part of the exercise is to write 3 things that you're grateful for. And then in the evening you reflect on the positive things that happened that day. By going through this and practicing gratitude every day, it allows me to rechange my focus for the day and instantly go from being in a bad mood and feeling negative about things to feeling really positive and thankful for everything I already have. The second lesson that I learned in 2016 was how important working out is for me, not only physically, but also mentally. I have learned that by working out, especially in the morning, I am instantly de-stressed. I get much clearer thinking. I get a lot of clarity when I'm working out. And I come up with the best ideas actually when I'm working out, especially if I'm on the treadmill or something. I'll be thinking about business, even unintentionally, and I'll get really great ideas that I wouldn't have gotten otherwise. So by taking the time out, getting away from my desk, getting out of the house, and by working out and taking care of my body, it actually frees up my mind to think about things that otherwise I would get too granular on. So working out has changed everything, not only from a health and wellness perspective, but really from a business perspective. I now feel like working out is essential to having clarity, to being calm, and to having good ideas. The third thing I learned in 2016 is how important it is for me to plan my days in advance. I actually already did a video on how I plan my day in advance, so be sure to click the little I in the corner wherever it is, or the link below this video if you want to know more about that process. So by planning my day in advance, I get to wake up and immediately start knowing that I'm going through the plan I set out for myself, that I'm taking advantage of my time, and I'm working on what's actually important for my goals and my business instead of just spending the day reacting to other things. Highly recommend planning your days in advance. It is a game changer. The fourth lesson that I learned in 2016 was that mindset is the foundation for everything. I've always been a positive thinker. I've always believed in myself and my abilities. But I also kind of feel like even though I was feeling like I believed in them, there was a part of me deep down that doubted, that was afraid, that was limiting myself. And I read a book called You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero, which I'll link to below this video. It really took my positive thinking and made it real. It made it where I really, truly, to my core, believe in myself and believe that if I set a goal for myself and I work towards it, I can and will achieve it. And you kind of just are suddenly freed from the burden of insecurity. So highly recommend going through it. The fifth thing that I learned in 2016 was how impactful it is to write down your goals every single day. I actually have this really pretty Eat Cake for Breakfast journal that is just lined, and I write in it every single day. And I actually write the exact same goals every day. And sometimes I refine them a little bit more or tweak them as I'm writing them, and they do evolve, which is the whole purpose. To me, I have really big goals for the next year, and as we are beginning 2017, that's where my focus is right now. I'm not really thinking on like 3 years down the road or anything at this point. So every single morning, one of the first things I do is pull out my journal and grab a pen and just write down what those goals are. Again, I kind of elaborate, I get pretty detailed, I get very specific. First week I started doing this, I already was able to start crossing some things off because it put it on the forefront of my mind. When I was planning my days in advance, I suddenly was planning things with these big picture goals in mind. Highly recommend grabbing yourself a pretty journal that you want to look at every day and start writing down those goals every single day. I think you'll be really amazed at the progress you see and how quickly you start to see it. The sixth thing that I learned in 2016 is that insecurity, doubt, and fear are just a complete waste of time. Now, I know that's easier said than done. This was a lesson that I have learned the hard way. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I definitely have moments of insecurity, but I'm able to come back to some key phrases and remind myself that I can overcome that. I went to a conference in LA in 2016, and one of the things they talked about was mindset and insecurity, and they really talked in a enlightening way for me that if you are truly confident in what you create and you believe it is great and the best you could do at that day and that time, then it doesn't matter what anyone else says. Someone could say something negative about it and it doesn't affect you because you know it's the best content you could have done at that time, and you can just not even care anymore what anyone else says and just be confident in the information and the content you're giving to the world. One of my mottos for 2017 is to be fearlessly visible. So whenever I have a moment of feeling doubt or insecurity or like I don't want to be vulnerable, I just remind myself to be fearlessly visible and step into that, and the fear and the doubt just washes away, and I'm just filled with confidence knowing that I am doing what I want to be doing and I'm not letting fear, insecurity, or doubt hold me back. The final lesson that I learned in 2016 is that hiring is a game changer. I have heard this so much since I started my business that, oh, hiring changes everything. You've got to hire your first person. It'll change everything and up-level your business. But I'm not sure I really believed it. I didn't feel like my business was worthy of a team. I didn't feel like I was worthy of a team. I think I was afraid of the commitment of hiring a team. But I did take the plunge at the end of 2016 and I hired 2 team members. I hired a video editor and then I hired a virtual assistant, and it has been a game changer. I fully believe in what everyone else was saying before that I was ignoring. If you have serious goals, if you have a lot that you want to work towards, hire a virtual assistant. There's definitely things you're doing right now that you could delegate and add to someone else's plate so that you have more time to focus on what you should be doing for your business, the money makers in your business, and not the administrative tasks. I love having a team now. It's very fulfilling and rewarding, and the motivation knowing that I need to pay people is actually a benefit. I think it was something that scared me, and now to me it's an asset. Having a team and having that obligation or pressure to pay people makes me feel even more like encouraged to earn that money, and I think it's a bigger motivator. So hiring is a game changer, and if you've been putting it off and if you're doing too much in your business and you're not meeting your goals, I think it's because it's time for you to hire. So definitely go find a virtual assistant and start delegating some stuff, and you're going to be amazed at what it does to you, to your mindset, and for your business. So those are the 7 lessons that I learned in 2016. I hope hearing them is helpful for you. Maybe it's given you a few aha moments. I'd love to hear if that's true in the comments below. And hopefully this will help you have an incredible 2017. If this video was helpful, be sure to subscribe, share it with your friends, and hit the like button below so I know to make more videos like this. I'll see you in the next one. Didn't write a script today. I'm gonna be winging it. Now I'm rambling. I should have made notes. Let's make notes. Just writing notes. Lesson number 1, I forgot. Okay, got that one done. Happy New Year's. I should have had champagne.